with you guys today. Can we turn and say hello to our online friends too? Hi, online friends. We're glad you're with us too. Now, I have a story today that's going to ask us to fast forward a little bit. This morning, we were the Magi, and we got ready to go see little Jesus. But now, in today's story, Jesus is a grown-up, so you just need to know that ahead of time. But it's got to go back first and then forward. So I know that was a little confusing, you're right. I think you'll catch on. Around the same time that Jesus was born, another baby was born. It was his cousin, John. As John grew up, he learned that God had a special job for him. John got people ready for Jesus. He preached to them and baptized them. He said to them, when Jesus comes, pay attention to him. The Bible tells us that John was a very interesting fellow. He lived in the desert, and he wore scratchy clothing made of camel's hair. Can you imagine? And he ate locusts, bugs. Ew. They're bugs. Yuck, huh? And dipped them in honey. Maybe that made them taste a little better. I don't know.
That would taste good.
John might have seemed a little strange, but people seemed to know that John was telling the truth. Big crowds listened to him when he told them to get their hearts ready for Jesus, when he told them to get ready for God to come and live with them. And lots of people were baptized. They went under the water and they came back up to show that they wanted to follow God and begin a new kind of living. And then one day, while John was preaching beside the water, Jesus joined him. He came right to where John was preaching, and he asked John to baptize him. John was not sure that he should do this. After all, Jesus was God. Why would he need to be baptized? He didn't need to follow God and begin a new way of living. He was already following God really well. But John did what Jesus asked. He baptized him right there in the river in front of all of the people who had been listening to John preach. And suddenly, it was like the heavens had broken open. A light came through the clouds, and the Spirit of God came down on Jesus like a dove. Can you see the dove in the picture? Mm-hmm. And then a voice, God's voice, said, "This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased." After Jesus was baptized, he went across the Jordan River into the desert. He stayed there for 40 days and 40 nights to learn more about who he was and what his work was going to be. Will you pray with me? Loving God, we are so glad that you love us and came to live with us. Help us to follow you. Amen.